Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Fox's Best Laid Plans, the planner channel that's getting a little spooky in here. Ooh, hi, everybody. Did you know that it's Libra season? It is. I'm so excited. I am having a good start to Libra season. Are you having a good start to Libra season? It's exciting. Okay, let's see where we are in here in this mess of my life. Okay. Last thing you saw was, I think, this. I haven't edited this yet, but I think I did it. I was working all day on videos, like yesterday and today. That was like my focus. And I have 2 vlogs left, and I think I have this one plus the one I'm filming right now. I think I have 2, including the one I'm filming for Plan With Me's. And then I'm caught up. And so October 1st, we are ready to rock and roll and be present and on time. Finally. Oh, I can't believe it. So anyway, so I think this is the last one that you saw. And then this was last week's, which I didn't fill in. I didn't film it and I didn't fill it in. I literally just did it tonight. Like I back planned it because I didn't want to have the blank page there. I have like, oh Lord, so many pages that I haven't, spreads that I haven't done this year just because I don't know. And I keep intending, I have kits for them and I keep intending to go back, but where is the time? I am on, well, let's start. We are planning the week of Monday, September 26th through Sunday, October 2nd in my Gooseby Twins planner. It is October this weekend, which means that 1 week from today is my birthday, which means that today is my very last Tuesday of my 30s, of the whole decade. Wow, there's a lot to process this week. Okay. One of the things we need to process is how do you pronounce the word Hygge? Let's find out. Hygge. Okay, that's why I didn't say it and I spelled it because I don't know. It doesn't look like Hygge. Just like Siobhan doesn't look like Siobhan. Just like people say Samhain instead of Sawane. We things don't make sense sometimes. So Hygge, it sounds like you're saying somebody like, come over here, Hugo, but you're saying it with an accent. Hygge. Okay, back to brain. Okay, so this is the reason we brought this up is because this is the Autumn Hygge kit from Peaches and Pinks, which is really, really cute. I was like back and forth between 2 different kits this week, and this is the one that I selected, and I like it. I've got some spooky washi tape to supplement. So let's get started. Are you a front or a... You're this way. I call washi tape right-handed or left-handed. This is a right-handed washi tape because it applies left to right, right side up, as opposed to like Simply Gilded is a big one that I call left-handed because I have to flip my planner upside down to get it to be right side up. Yeah. So today is Tuesday, as I mentioned. I did not have time yesterday to do this because I was just doing a whole bunch of things. It's been busy. So the other thing is last week on my hello if you're new here, I work 7 on 7 off for my job as a pharmacist. And sheesh. I switch on Wednesdays. So Wednesday is our swap day. So Wednesday is your first day off or your first day of work. So last Wednesday was my first day off. So I had that off and I'm going back tomorrow is my first day back. And so I finished my shift, my 7 days last Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I got my booster. The new COVID bivalent boosters with the Omicron strains are available now. And we're obviously doing tons and tons of them. And so I wanted to plan it based off of what I got in terms of side effects with the second dose and the first booster, which were both rough. Oh shit. I didn't even pay attention to the other side. Did I cover up the bottom of the... Oh, jeez, Fox. You didn't even pay attention. You covered up so much of it. And now if you try to pull it up, you're going to just rip things and ruin everybody's day. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, so I based it off how I felt the second shot and the first booster. And so I made sure that I planned my shot for a day that I had off the next day. And thank goodness I did, because, whoo, buddy, it knocked me out. Now, husband and my mom both got theirs, and neither one of them had any side effects. Coworker of mine got hers. Didn't even have, like, I think she had a sore arm for a day. That was it. Everybody around me has been okay. And I was like, what is going on? So to start things off, okay, so Tuesday I worked 9 to 7, and then I went to, I tried a new float lounge. So I have gone to the one down near our house, which is like an actual sensory deprivation tank. And I loved it. It was a little bit spooky and hard to relax at first, but for the most part I really liked it. Well, then we rewatched Stranger Things over the summer. And this is not a spoiler. This is like an important part of the show. She uses sensory deprivation tanks to communicate with the Upside Down. And so I felt a little like some kind of way about going to the sensory deprivation tank float. So I was like a little like, oh, what if I get like really deep in my brain and I unlock the Upside Down and I bring a creature back with me, which, okay, don't tell me it's unlikely, because we live in a world full of weird and stupid things that happen all the time. So, you know, it's not all in my head necessarily. You can't prove it's all in my head. Anyway, so I was like, but I know, like, I like to go for floats while I'm marathon training, because it's really good for your muscles and it relaxes you and it's like good. So there's a place over in Lawrenceville called Victory Float Lounge, and they are like the open tanks. So it is not sensory deprivation. It is like wide open. And I had like night sky. You can have lights on or off. I had the lights off, but I had the night sky on, so it's like little twinkles, and you have music that you can turn off or on, and it's very big. It's not a small tank that you climb into. It's one that you just step into, like it's like a bathtub with a door. So I did that right after work, and I was feeling amazing. Like my muscles felt so fucking good. I like fell asleep in there. I was very relaxed. Everything was good. And then the girl at the counter and I had like a nice chat about Stranger Things, and like, I don't know, it was just a nice night and I was feeling good. Went and got some dinner that night, feeling in a good mood, and then went home, went to bed around 3:30 in the morning. So this was Tuesday into Wednesday, like 3:30 in the morning, Wednesday morning. I woke up to this like smell. Like I woke up because I smelled this bad smell. Now, we live across the river. I mean, we live like across the river and up the hill, but there is still one mill down on the river. And occasionally when it's very windy, which it was very windy Tuesday night, if they're doing something that's like stinky, then sometimes it does float its way up here. It hasn't happened in a while, maybe since like last year, that I've noticed it at least. But we had all our windows open because it was like good sleeping weather with the windows open. And it woke me up at like 3:30 in the morning, and there was just this like chemical and burning smell. I don't know if it was the mill because it was windy and it was bringing stuff up, but they were also doing construction on our street that day. So like it could have been either of those things. And in any case, I was like afraid to go back to bed because I wanted to like make sure it didn't get worse or there weren't like sirens or something. I don't know. I watched too many TV shows is I think what we're getting at here. So I was like, I stayed up for like an hour and I checked on like next door. Did somebody is somebody else awake and smelling this? Nothing. And I like made Layla Grace breathe into my shirt because I was afraid it was like unhealthy for her to breathe the air. I don't know, it's a whole thing. But like I could feel all of a sudden the headache come on, this like bad headache behind my eyes. And I was like, oh no. So I went back to bed, and I thought like if I slept for a little bit, it would go away, and it didn't. And I was like, dang it. And it just kept getting worse, and it was like affecting my vision. And by the end of, like by the time I actually got up for the day, it was really bad. I had a hair appointment, so I had to go to that. And then they were doing construction outside, so they were like jackhammering constantly. So that didn't help the headache. And then I went and I got my booster shot, and I didn't have any like immediate side effects, but I had that headache. And I guess it was affecting my vision. It was not good. It wasn't going away. Eventually I was able to take headache medicine, and it didn't go away. So I'm guessing this was a migraine. I haven't had a migraine in like a number of years, maybe 4 years at this point. And so that's my best guess that that's what that was, because of the way that it behaved. I was really sensitive to light, and it was actually like when it started making me nauseous, that part got better. Yeah, so I was not a fan. How many are on these? 1, 2, 3. Oh, good, there's 7. So that night I went to ceramics class for the first time, and that was like really fun, even though like, what are you doing in ceramics but like hovering over this like little thing that you're painting and like squinting at it. So that was like not good for the headache. But I figured like I'd go to bed and it would be better in the morning, because usually like sleeping makes it better. Well, I got up in the morning, I had to walk dogs, and it was bad, and it like didn't get better. And then also, of course, like it was raining, so I was wearing a hat, so that was like putting pressure on the front of my head, which wasn't good. It was a whole thing. But we didn't have anybody else to walk, really. We had a couple other people, but we had so many dogs, I couldn't like skip it. So I made it through the day, came home, and then immediately tried to go back to bed. I didn't even eat breakfast. Like, I was in just such a bad situation. Like, I have 3, I need 5. I was in a bad way with this headache. And I couldn't fall asleep. So like, I don't know, I was like, should I take a trazodone in the middle of the day? Like, because I had planned that whole day to just relax anyway. Like, I had planned all day Thursday was going to be like, take it easy. But I thought it was going to be like, take it easy, like watch TV, you know, like sit with your bed desk and edit a video or watch YouTube. Like, I don't know. I didn't realize that I would be like completely incapacitated, but I was down, y'all. I was out. I wasn't out. I couldn't sleep. And I kept thinking if I could just fall asleep, I would feel so much better. But I was like tossing and turning. And then I was like putting my face mask on to sleep. Like I have like a sleeping mask for my eyelashes. And I'm supposed to sleep with that on to protect my eyelash extensions. So I was like sleeping with that on. But then the pressure of that on my face was like too much. I mean, it was a whole thing. It was a whole freaking thing. So it was a really rough day. Like no two ways around it. It was bad news. So then I was having like issues with temperature regulation, that I was just like really hot and like having hot flashes when I shouldn't have been. And like I was standing outside and it was cold and I was still like having a hot flash and sweating. It was a lot of fun. So finally, I want to say like around 2:00, I fell asleep for like a solid hour. And when I woke up, finally the headache was gone. And I was like, thank goodness. It was like a cloud lifted, and I got like really excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do so much stuff. And I was like, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to tidy up the kitchen, and I'm going to make lunch, and like tidying up the kitchen took everything out of me. And I was done. Like I was starting to get really achy. So, I just kind of went back to bed and like watched a lot of TikTok. Really just what I did. So end result was that night I had a fever, I had the hot flashes, I was starting to get the brain fog, I was like, my whole body was achy, like my skin hurt, it was just not the stuff. So I told husband, I was like, can you make me a Cosmopolitan to just like settle me down and so I can sleep? So he made me a Cosmopolitan, and he ordered me Chinese takeout from my favorite place, and he's like, soup will help you. And I was like, you're right, soup will be so good. And then like I had like 2 bites of the soup, 2 crab rangoons, 2 dumplings, and an egg roll. And that was like, I couldn't even eat my entree. Like, I was just done. And I really didn't eat very many calories at all the whole day leading up to that. So I should have been like starving. But it was really rough. And then I did finally fall asleep. We started watching the Steeler game and I like couldn't even focus on it because I was just so like loopy and not feeling good. And so I went to bed really early, and then the next morning I woke up and I felt mostly back to normal, and by like 11 o'clock in the morning I was done. So this was more like the second shot than the booster, because the booster was like 24 hours from, basically like 12 hours from the time that I got the shot, the side effects started, and 12 hours later they were gone. So I had like a 12-hour window of side effects, and everything was like in and done and out of my system within 24 hours from the time that I got the shot, with the exception of swollen lymph nodes. I had the very, very swollen lymph nodes under your arm that lasted about 5 days, but everything else was like, boom, done. Whereas the second shot was like 36 hours, and this was closer to that, because I got the shot at like 2 o'clock on Wednesday, and I felt better like by the morning of Friday. So but my results apparently are not typical, because more people that I know were like, we were fine, I didn't have any kind of issues, and I was like, whew, no, I was down for the count. So I mean, I think it works, because knock on wood, so far I have avoided COVID, so it's doing something. But yeah, I don't know, it was not the stuff. So basically, like, I'm telling you this whole big story to be like, I lost like, I had no brain power this day because I had that migraine from that chemical smell situation. And then the next day I had all the COVID booster symptoms, and these 2 days were just like, bleh. And then I got back on track on Friday and Saturday and had a good weekend. But I just basically like lost. I mean, I did stuff on Wednesday. Like, I did get my hair done. I went to Yankee Candle and I got a couple autumn things there. And then I did go to ceramics class that night with my mom, and that was really, really good. But like, I had no energy. I was just, I was not in a good, I couldn't like, I could focus on the painting, but like in terms of like thinking, like writing or, you know, like journaling or anything like that, I didn't have that kind of brain power. But I could, it was like, you know, when you're like, I'm gonna color in my coloring book to relax. It was like that. It was like painting was like that. So making it work the best I can. Okay, so today is Tuesday. I did a whole bunch of shit. Yesterday was Monday. I did a whole bunch of shit. Let's see. Let me take out my phone and see what I actually did. I think a lot of what I did was, oh God, yesterday was, oh my God, that's right, terrifying. So, first thing, let's talk about a good thing. I made my autumn 2022 mixtape yesterday. So that was nice. Oh man, husband's cooking, doing my meal prep for me, and it smells so good. So I did that yesterday. Always very important. Gotta have a good mixtape. I'm still tweaking the order of it, but I got all the songs in there. With the exception, I can't settle on a Cure song. I try to not repeat year to year, so I need a Cure song. That's on the list, and I really wanted to use the Dave Matthews version of The Maker, which is a song that I really like, and I'm trying to find, they don't have it on an album, it's always live versions. I'm trying to find a live version that fits. But other than that, the Autumn 2022 mixtape is really coming together quite nicely. Okay, oh, that's two similar colors. And I was just actually listening to it before I started, what did I do here? Before I started working on this. It's like, I wish you could see my setup here. I have, well, you can probably see my candles. So we have, this is my like traditional, it's a wood wick. What the fuck is it? Trilogy. Fireside redwood and sandalwood clove. That's my wood wick, which is kind of weak. It's not really making enough sound. Then I have a morning latte here, and then I have whipped pumpkin spice here. I have my desk, I cleaned it all off. It looks really nice. I have my salt lamp going over here, and then I have ready to go as soon as I take down all my filming equipment. I have my Halloween lamp, and it's real cozy in here. And I have my like sweatpants on and my hoodie, and it just feels real nice and ready for fall. I'm like in such a spooky mood, and I'm so happy about it. Like, I feel really good. As of like once the fog of all those side effects and everything and feeling like crap for 2 days lifted, and then Friday was the first day of Libra season, I like totally missed the equinox. Like, it was at 9:03 p.m. and I was already in bed when it happened. So like, I totally just like completely ignored that, which I don't normally do. I normally do like something to mark the time. But then Libra season started the next day and I was like, we gotta do some spooky stuff every day. So I'm trying my best to do that. So, okay, I'm rambling. What were we doing? Okay, so the gutter, oops, that's a duplicate. We had gutter cleaner over. And that was the problem. So we had done like, I think he came around 10 a.m. So we had done like this thing on Angie's List where like it's like, I guess like, what's that website where you choose a star rating for a hotel, but you don't choose which hotel it is and you get whatever and it's a deal. It was like that. It was like you choose that you want to have a gutter cleaning and you don't get to choose who it is, but they give you like a discount and like it's same day or a couple days. So someone was supposed to come on Saturday and they like texted husband and they were like, we're running about 30 minutes late. And then they completely ghosted the rest of the day. Wouldn't respond. We called Angie's List. They couldn't get them on the phone, like totally disappeared. So they found some other person who could come yesterday and he came out. He did a really good job. However, at the end of the day, he was being like really conscientious the whole time about closing our gate in the backyard. And I was being really careful about not letting Layla out. And I kept like checking out there and it was closed every time. And then he had left for the day and I went to go take her out for her potty and like let her out. And I looked and like everything looked good, let her out. And then I went and I was doing something in the other room, came back in and I was like, I don't see her anywhere in the yard. So I opened the door and the gate was open. So I think he must have not like latched it fully. And we had all these like big wind gusts yesterday. And while she was out there, it must have blown open. And she was like, oh my God, I can see a new thing. What am I going to do? So she like ran out the gate and I was like, oh my God, I thought husband and I were going to have heart attacks. It was so scary. But thankfully she just like wandered up the path and was like in the front yard, like sunning herself. Like, all proud that she found a new place to sit. And I'm like, oh my God. It was the scariest moment. Like, thank God and she's not really good at recall. So like, I'm always nervous. Like when we go out with the boys and stuff, the boys like Bandit and Picasso like can be off leash and they're really good. And I'm always worried about, Layla, because her recall is not terrific, and she must have heard the panic in my voice, and I was like, Layla Grace, Layla, come, where are you? And she like immediately jumped up from where she was and came running to me, like running into my arms, and I was like, oh my God, thank God. It was so scary. So she had a little adventure. Now we can laugh about it because she's safe. I said Layla gets loose, but she's okay, she's fine. That doesn't look like loose. Boy, that's really bad. I just keep making it worse. Anyway. Oh, it was so stressful and I was so glad that she was okay. What else did I do yesterday? We tried to go for a walk and then it rained on us. I tried to go for my run today and then it rained on me. That's been the theme. So our walk got cut short. Rained. Yeah. And then we went to the cage. And I guess that's really all that I need to put on here for yesterday, right? I was like editing videos. I'll put that edit videos. I'm getting a lot done. I'm really proud of myself, but I'm still not where I need to be. And then we went to the cage. And also we started on Sunday night the Jeffrey Dahmer. I thought it was a docu-series, but it's a dramatization. And woof, it is very well done. And there's a lot of things that I didn't know because I was like a kid. I was 9 when he got arrested. And so there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. I think because like you're 9, they're not going to tell you the details. But it's very well made, but it is very... I'm going to tell you this right now. Have something, if you're going to watch it, have something to like cleanse your eyeballs with afterwards, because it's a lot. Yeah. So moving on, let's do something nice right now. After, I'll put this is like maybe too small for this. We're going to the Asian Lantern Festival at the zoo after work on Saturday with my mom. And our movie night begins, so I got to get my stickers out. I think our tickets are 7 p.m. Every October, we do 31 spooky movies, horror movies, Halloween comedies. So that begins on Saturday. So my mom's staying over after we go to the Asian Lantern Festival. So we have to like agree on something with her, and she doesn't like horror movies, which we usually start out with like a horror movie for the first night. So I think we have agreed on Gremlins 2, the new batch, because that's like one of husband's favorite movies of all time for some reason. So I think that's what we're gonna be watching, but I got to get out my little I got some spooky movie stickers. I'll bring those out next week and you will see them. Okay, so it's just a brief filling in. I have a cutback week this week for my run, so that's good. I only have to do 13 miles on Sunday after work. That's the only bad thing. I've been liking to do my long runs after work on Saturday, so then that way Sunday I just have my short run and it's not a big deal. But we're going like, I work until 5 and then we're going straight over to this Asian Lantern Festival. So I'm going to have to do my long run on Sunday, but it's a cutback, so I only have 13 miles, so that'll be way better than I was supposed to have 16. And I was like, so I should be done like around 9 o'clock instead of running until 10 o'clock. So I didn't fill in today. I guess I could have done that. So tomorrow and Thursday I work. I don't know what else. Like, we're going to cook in the evenings. I think Brianna has live streams tomorrow and or Thursday. But I have to look at that and see, so I'm not going to put those in there yet. And then I have to fit in my workout, so I don't know if I'll be able to, hopefully I can be able to hop on even if I hop on late. I haven't been to one of those in a while, and they're so nice. I like having those calls. Yeah, so that's my week. I don't love how this looks right now because it looks like such empty space here. Then I have to fill in. But I will fill it in. I always do. Like, look how cute this turned out by the end of it. Like, I really like how that looked, Every week, like, I have to remind myself, it starts out looking like a little bit empty, and then by the end of it, it's really nice. So anyway, that's my week. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you are new here, and as always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and I will see you in my next video.